What crimes did he commit personally to deserve deportation? It's hard to say whether he committed a crime, but there's a higher standard of conduct for people that are green card holders than people who are natural.
That's not true. That's not true. That's literally not true. No. First of all, if that was the case, then the American government could just kidnap fucking tourists on U.S. soil, okay? Oh, you're on a tourist visa. I can kidnap you and kill you now. You have no laws, no due process whatsoever. Like, it doesn't work that way, okay? Everyone that's legally and even illegally on U.S. soil still has due process. They still have a right to a fair trial, okay? The idea, this is like, you don't know anything. It makes me so mad. There is no tiers for people in terms of like the criminal justice system. You can't just be like, no, sorry, you're a green card holder. I can, the government can come in and just deport you. No, the reason why people are fucking freaking out over this is because up until this moment, it is completely unacceptable, okay? Just because the government decides it's acceptable doesn't mean it is. It is not only immoral, but it's also illegal. You can't, based your way out of this argument. It's so fucking stupid.
Naturalized citizens. Yeah, there's a higher standard of conduct. And he wasn't meeting that conduct, so he's getting deported, hopefully.
Hopefully. My grandmother was from Germany, had to flee with her family during Hitler's regime. She had relatives who would eventually be killed in the camps. In her life story, she wrote that one of the first steps when Hitler took power was to strip all educational institutions of Jewish professors, including her father. So they had to leave. This is fascism. This is Nazism. It's already here, and it's not hyperbolic to call it that. Exactly. It's not. It's not. People don't understand. People do not fucking understand what is going on. People do not understand what's happening. What's happening in front of their fucking eyes, dude. Oh, people think Nazis just tuned up fucking the Holocaust button to 11 overnight. Like it just happened overnight. It wasn't a process that took decades of dehumanization and justifications that were created, legal justifications that were created off of completely false premises that Jews were responsible for all the wrong things in America. I mean, I'm saying American because we are talking about America, in German society. It didn't happen. It was gradual. We are closer and closer than ever before. We're in it now. We're officially in it. The only thing that is stopping Donald Trump from implementing full-blown Gestapo shit at this moment, the only thing that is stopping Donald Trump from implementing full-blown Gestapo shit of like door knocking and just like rounding up people and putting them in concentration camps is logistics, okay? That's it. They don't have enough money and they don't have the detention centers right now. And they don't want, ICE doesn't have the capability to do so. That's it. We've passed the Rubicon. The only thing that's stopping these guys is money, okay? And also, all of this is happening. It's all tied together. All of this is happening. And in the backdrop, we have a Senate battle that I am truly terrified is not going to be fought by the Democrats. Okay? They passed the continuing resolution in the House. All the Democrats voted against it, obviously, with the exception of one. Fuck them. But they had the opportunity to vote against it because they knew that it was going to pass with or without them. In the Senate, you need 60. John Fetterman is the only Democrat that has come out and said they're going to pass this budget bill. They're not going to force a shutdown. They're not going to use the one weapon that they have to claw back some of the insane power grab that the Republicans are engaging in. And John Fetterbrain has already said, no, it's cool. I'm on board. So now you have one Republican that says he is not going to vote for this. And you have one Democrat that said he is going to vote for this. So you still have 10. If the Democrats back down from this battle without getting assurances or protections in this process, it's over. Okay? And what's crazy to me is like, oh, if we shut down the government, it's going to be on our hands. Bitch, the government is shut down effectively. Donald Trump is doing everything in his power to shut down the government right now. Oh my God. And I know that there's breaking news on the story, but I want to cover the Mahmoud Khalil side of this first before we move on, okay? Before we move on to that side of the story. I just wanted to give you a briefer on where I'm going to go for this.
I heard that it got blocked. And there should be? Yeah, they should be. And I support this completely. I hope they do this to more of them. We have enough troublemakers in the country already without importing new ones on green cards to start even more trouble.
Dude, you live in a fucking house that has black mold with cockroaches on you, okay? Shut the fuck up. Oh my God, this makes me so mad. Oh my God, what a vile, ghoulish way to fucking approach the subject matter, dude. Holy fuck. Jesus Christ, dude. I don't even know if I should be joking about the fucking violation of free speech when devs make video game boobs smaller, but like it is so ridiculous. Like, free speech defender, dude. Totally valid to fucking deport these troublemakers. I love when I have the misfortune of reading Asmongold viewer comments when it's involving you and there are thugs who say shit like, I pray this America hater steps foot inside of Brinkley, Arkansas, Lamau. Yeah. I didn't add him. He's going to see it anyway. I didn't want to add it because I didn't want to put it in the beginning, because when you do it, it limits the reach of the tweet. He'll see it. I'm sure his audience will send it to him. Anyway, it's just like, oh my God.
So he's getting deported. Hopefully. I heard that it got...
Hopefully, dude. Hopefully he's getting deported. Like, what a fucking insane statement to make, dude. Holy fuck. People are so comfortable making statements like this as long as it's the government doing this shit. It is such a... It's insane. It's insane to fucking be this unimaginably privileged and this short-sighted, okay? A government that will violate its own constitution this freely against people that you don't appreciate, okay, will do it to you as well. I mean, it's a cliche, but the... Dude. The Martin Niemöller poem is just like... It's perfectly apt for this situation, you know?
This is Pacifica Radio's letter.
Where is the let's find it. I'm sure I'll find it. The First Day Came poem about the Holocaust is apt in this situation. Is an apt way to understand what the fuck is going on, okay? First, they came for the communists, and I did not speak out because I was not a communist. Then they came for the socialists, and I did not speak out because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionists, and I did not speak out because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out because I was not a Jew. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak out for me. It's apt. It's important for people to understand, okay? Martin Niemöller wrote this poem. He was a prominent Lutheran pastor in Germany. In the 1920s and early 1930s, he sympathized with many Nazi ideas and supported radically right-wing political movements. But after Adolf Hitler came to power in 1933, Niemöller became an outspoken critic of Hitler's interference in the Protestant church. He spent the last 8 years of Nazi rule from 1937 to 1945 in Nazi prisons and concentration camps. Niemöller is perhaps the best remembered for his post-war statement. For Asmongold's, then they came for me and no one will speak out is only when the fucking right-wing reactionary movement finally decides video games are too violent and have too much pornographic material. Then maybe he'll fucking leave his house to go protest against the goddamn government, you know? At that point, it'll be far too late, I suspect. It's so ridiculous. Yeah, based. I didn't realize it would go this far.